Hi, gorgeous Cancer, Moonchild, Clan. Feels so good to sit with you all, truly. My appreciation of this energy is growing by the day. I tell you what, such a beautiful, special energy. As many of you know, my Venus is in Cancer, so I think coming to understand that energy is always going to be a really big pull for me, and getting really in there with you all is such an important part of my personal process. But September, the more I'm looking into the energy of September, the more I've been checking in with all the signs and just the collective energy, the more I'm realizing this is a really important destiny month. And that looks different for everybody. Some of the signs are having more of like this internal struggle. Some are just making big commitments externally. The big note that came up for me, for Cancer family, is that your definition of like home and routine and what home is going to look like for you moving forward is going through a bit of a revolution. And there's a lot of information coming in about that this month, about, maybe you had one idea about what you thought your vision of home was going to be over the next little bit, or maybe you just kind of took it for granted. But things have been happening with these eclipses going on in your sign, and with the North Node being in your sign, that's pulling you toward a new definition of home, pulling you toward a new definition of expansion. There are a few things happening in the sky that are working with you on that. We have a Virgo new moon on the 30th of August, which is really helping you set intentions when it comes to how you want to communicate and share of your heart. There's the full moon in Pisces, which is so powerful for you Cancerians, because it is, your fifth heart chakra is getting blasted open basically for creativity and love and nourishing, and that is met with this Venus-Mercury conjunction at the same time in Libra, fellow cardinal sign, also fourth house and ninth house. What am I talking about? The Piscean moon is going to be in your ninth house, which is your expansive vision, right? And then, sorry you guys, and then the Venus-Mercury conjunction in Libra is in your fourth house of home and family, which is happening at the same time as this full moon in Pisces. And that is highlighting, how you're wanting to move through that, right? It's breaking that open. Saturn's going direct in your opposite sign, so breaking back everything you've learned over the last several months with Saturn retrograde is now getting to move forward. A lot of things have been balanced out. And then as we move into Libran season, we're moving into your fourth house of home and family. The sun moves into Libra on the equinox, which is a really important rebalancing energy. Really important to check in with your energy at that time, around the 23rd of the month. And we have a new moon in Libra in your fourth house of home and family on the 28th. So all these energies are working to expand your sense of home, connectedness, sharing of your heart, sharing of what is comfortable for you. And this is all about practicing into this new way. King of Pentacles. And the one thing I want you to kind of keep in mind with all this energy working with you and the way that September is working, your heart is guiding you correctly. It is. Six of Cups. And it is helping you to stay on a course that, yes, might be challenging, might be overwhelming. Two of Cups. Hey, I love that. Hi, Two of Cups. Six of Cups, Two of Cups, King of Pentacles. Get out of here, Cancer. What's going on with you all? But yeah, there's a lot of big changes that could be going on, starting some new projects, starting some new relationships. The sun, hey. Opening the potential for what is next, right? So, Judgment. This is the kind of month we're talking about here. So a lot of really good expansive energy is moving around in general. For most of the signs, there's this sense of positive growth. But so the thing that I've been noticing, and it's like pretty much across the board, everybody's kind of having this experience, which is that the growth is awesome. It's very exciting. It's also dredging up any resistance. It's also dredging up any old hauntings from past pain, past hurt, past fears. The more beautiful and brilliant the expansion, the more the shadow side is going to say there's something to lose here. Queen of Wands. Wow, you guys, what is going on with the Cancer energy? Leo's showing up strong here. Yeah, so it's really interesting that way. Seven of Wands. All right, you guys are getting in there. That's what I'm seeing here. The most of your reading so far with the cards is you're getting in there. You're doing this. You're doing this stuff. You're going for it, regardless of any maybe resistance or hesitancy. Deep down, you're going for it, and that's what I'm saying. You're following your heart, and that's not just with relationship. That's also with what you're creating, where you're putting your energy. There's kind of this intuitive, natural ability for you guys to just follow that gut instinct to make things happen. It's one of the coolest things about like your cardinal water energy is that you are obviously deeply tied to emotional intelligence, but you're also cardinal, which means you're great at initiating, you're great at getting in there and doing stuff. And I think what a beautiful combo, right? Page of Wands. Okay, there is a ton of energy here to work with. But, this is a building month. This is an intentional month. And, it has this kind of catalytic energy to it where because things are moving forward, I'm getting chills, you guys. It's also clearing, it's also moving the energy around a lot, which is causing some interesting things. But, this is a really dreamy time for you all to lean into the potential of things, to lean into the hope of things, to lean into the adventure of it. And generally speaking, these cards are all about that with a tiny touch, of checking in with any old demons and releasing those as well. Okay, so King of Pentacles starts us off, and I love this energy. Maybe you are dealing with an earth sign. It's very possible, or a Leo. Just FYI, there's vibes there. But we're going to get bigger than that, right? This isn't ever about just like a specific single person that's changing your life. But the King of Pentacles is a really big messenger because I always think of this guy as the investor. Long range investor. You look at this guy, this is a Taurus energy, right? Taurus is the fixed earth sign, so long range investments. He's planted all these vines a long time ago, and he knew that they were going to come back around and give him everything he wanted, right? So when you're working with King of Pentacles energy, you are working on that level. The seeds you're planting right now have this sense of really sprouting into something very full-fledged, very real world, very valuable for you. That can be with career, that can be with money, that can be with literal investments. I mean, he's next to the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups, so that's a lot of times tied to emotional investment. And what investment's better than where we invest with our friendships and with our family and with the relationships in our lives that are nourishing for us. And I think that's a key thing here. All three of these cards are about nourishment, right? Deep soul nourishment, not just like flaky, lighthearted, cheesy stuff, but like the relationships and the investments that give your soul that quiet, nurturing, deep love. I will say this with Six of Cups. Six of Cups is kind of a complex energy. Yes, it can be about somebody coming back from your past, but Six of Cups really is never that simple. I like it here between the King of Pentacles and the Two of Cups, though it modifies some of the heavier energies that can come with Six of Cups. Six of Cups pulls us into any childhood versions of romance. It can pull us into old versions of romance. It can pull us into repetitive cycles. Doesn't always, though, because it also has this really sweet thing, which is that it can also help you access that diehard romantic side of yourself that really believes in truth, love, and beauty, really believes in long-term love, really is a believer in all of the beauty of deep connection. And it also brings up imagery of connecting to beings that go really deep. These are connections that go really, really deep. They're not just surface level. They're not just in the moment, and they're not even just of the moment. Like we can have some really fun, great connections of the moment. These are, more of those energies that we feel at a soul level, right? That's why this is such a complex energy. But it's here with the Two of Cups, which I personally, that's my favorite relationship energy, relational energy, because it is about two individuals with full cups exchanging energy evenly in a very loving, supportive way. It's that idea of two pillars in a temple, right? Holding up the temple. If the pillars are subsumed with each other, nothing's being held up. There's no structure. When there's two pillars that are strong in themselves, they are sharing something of value together. They're creating together. There's a lot of co-creative energy for Cancers this month with the energies around them. And like I said, for those of you who aren't really in the relationship mindset, this can also look like all sorts of creative ventures, work ventures like that. But for those of you that have love on the mind, oh man, there's something really big happening for you guys right now, like really, really big. Yes, the sun is here. That's the other thing. When you look at this Six of Cups in the context of all the cards, this is a very warm, inviting energy. The sun is also a nurturer. The sun is about playful vibrancy. It's about getting out there and going for it, right? This is a naked kid on a horse in the bright sunlight, waving a flag around. This kid is living life. He's not thinking about what could go wrong. He's not placing his bets on all the things that the scraped knees or whatever. He doesn't care because he knows that this is his path and he is supported by the vibrancy and the radiancy of the sun, right? So there's a devil may care energy going on here, but that is a really good thing because it's also about expansion. It's also about growth, right? It's also about stepping into this big new territory. Okay, so Judgment is here. I will say, yes, Judgment is surrounded by this Leo energy. The sun energy, this powerful, fiery, expansion, warm energy, right? So clearly there's something going on with this expansive, warm energy being a catalyst for checking in on something. Judgment is a card of release and forgiveness, it's a card of clearing the way. You pull up shadow side, you pull up any fear, any old traumas, whatever it is, anything that's locked up inside of you. And like I said, when you put the sunlight on an aspect of your life and you're moving and you're progressing forward, it includes any parts of yourself that are feeling in resistance or feeling fear or feeling that it's time to clear the way. And I think, like I said with your keynote, that your sense of home and what you're going to define as home and what you're going to define as, kind of your next energetic cycle with what you're building is changing really rapidly. And I think when that happens, the old sense of home, the old sense of safety, the old sense of what was working comes up and says, hey, and you're like, yeah, it's not for me anymore. And it's a shedding. Judgment is tied to Pluto, the underworld, and tied to release. Pluto's finishing up his retrograde actually during the month of September. Will go direct in October. But in your oppositional sign of relationships actually. So it's profound for you in the sense that, this is time to release and move forward. You're going to keep moving forward. That's the thing that's so interesting about that Judgment in the midst of this, because its voice is relatively quiet compared to all this fire energy all around you. So, if you have a ton of fire in your reading like this, it means you're in a manifestational mode. You're in an action-based mode where it's about going and doing things. It's not about thinking about it, pondering what you're going to do. It's not about like dreaming and like sitting around and wondering and writing in your journal. I mean, there'll be some of that, but your modality this month is to go ahead and take the actions. Your modality this month is to go ahead and make the plans and to buy the tickets and to have the conversations and to make it happen, right? All three of these cards are a little bit competitive, I have to admit. These are energies of kind of getting in there and kind of killing it, crushing it. And in different modalities. So Queen of Wands is very, self-assured, knows her value, knows what she wants to do. Yet once again, very Leo energy. Seven of Wands is like kind of being at the top of your game. Maybe you're in a competitive field, you're in a competitive situation, and you're just in there going for it. Confident, strong. Page of Wands is initiating. It's initiating energy. Initiating into new energetic cycles, initiating into maybe new skill sets, new ideas, new projects. So there is a boldness going on here with your energy. It's almost fearless. Like you guys almost have this fearless quality of being able to just move on stuff, which I love. You keep that judgment energy in mind because I do think it will peak up at key little moments when maybe you're feeling a little bit more vulnerable, maybe you're feeling a little bit of the pressure that comes with being like in Seven of Wands mode, which you're going. You know, you're also diving into some really deep emotional territory here and investment territory here. So you've got some depth going on as well. There's a lot happening. You're going to be juggling a lot of different energies and thinking in big terms. But once again, your heart is leading the way. It knows. It knows what's best for you. It knows what that looks like. It's going to lead you correctly, I think, every single time. So trust in that. Ten of Pentacles. I didn't even tell you what I was doing. I have my Cosmic Tarot here. And I thought it'd be fun to just clarify this month with that extra visual, that slightly different vibe going on. So Ten of Pentacles, what was I just saying about long-term investments with the King of Pentacles being your first and Ten of Pentacles being your last? Ten of Pentacles is like the home building, legacy building, foundation building, long-term culminating energy. I had this solar plexus hit when I started talking about that for you guys. So kind of watch the breadcrumb trail this month. For those of you, maybe some of you won't have as quite dramatic a month, but you may be noticing that the opportunities that open, the doors that open, the things that are moving around for you are clicking in somewhere on a longer range energetic cycle of building and saying yes. I have a few affirmations for this equinox because, you know, we're moving from Virgo season into Libra. The equinox is that equal light moment where we're hinging into, in the northern hemisphere, there's darker months. The southern hemisphere is hinging into light. It's a really beautiful balancing time, and I love what you guys have energetically. I think this is a really special time. So here we go. I follow my heart and it shows me the way. All the tools and answers come to me in perfect timing. I trust my inner voice and my innate value to guide me through change and growth. What a fun, nurturing month for you guys. I love it. I'm really excited to see how these connections and these new definitions of home and value are going to start lighting up your life. I think you're going to have an amazing journey, intensive at times, so make sure you're taking your rest, make sure you're checking in with yourself, make sure you're giving yourself time to nurture where you need to. All that fire energy, you really just want to make sure you are cared for and nurtured within yourself and with the people around you, right? Paying attention to those that are nurturing of you. You can find me on Instagram at SarahVerba. I would love to see you there. I will also be opening up my fall calendar very, very, very soon. So if you've been waiting, haven't sent out the notifications yet. If you'd like to get on the list so you know when I open up my one-on-one sessions so that you can get in there on my calendar, please email me and I will get you set up with that because I will be opening up sessions for the last part of the year and I'm really excited to work with you all. You can find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry, as always, on her Etsy shop. I'll leave her link below for you all. Like and subscribe. If you feel inspired to donate, you can also do that. All of the goodies, everything, everywhere you can reach me, everything you need to know will be in the description box. So go check that out if you're interested in connecting with me a little more deeply. I love you guys so much. Really, so much. And I will see you all so soon for another reading. Send you all my love and my warmth and my heart. I appreciate your energy so much. Thank you for being here in this world and being the brave, bold people that you are. I'll talk to you soon.